Imagine a runner that's preparing for a race, right? They've trained. They've gone to practice. They've conditioned themselves. They've hydrated for days leading up to it. They've stretched out that morning. They've tied their shoes tight. They get down in the blocks. That's the things you set your feet in for those of you that have never done that. They get down in the blocks. The gun goes off. And they stand up and go, that was cool. That was great. What? That's not what the gun was. The gun was not the finish line, right? What was the gun? The starting point. Hearing the voice of God is not the finish line. It's the starting point. Who in here has been to a baseball game? Golf course? Anybody? What do you do when they yell heads up? Or four? What do you do? Duck or look up. That's the kind of heads up. You look up, right? Because when you hear someone call that out, something obviously gave that person enough concern to do what? Warn you of some imminent danger, right? So, like that warning, that person, they cried heads up because they were concerned enough to help you miss some tragedy that was going to happen. A baseball cracking you in the head, right? So if you just hear them cry heads up and you sit there indifferent and you get clocked in the head, you've missed it, right? So in the same way, what heads up has God given you this morning? Heads up, change your priorities. Heads up, don't make that choice. Heads up, be still and wait on me. Some of us are really busy. Busyness, life gets in the way. What heads up has God given you this morning? Because we've acknowledged that God, He still speaks. He still speaks. Whatever situation you're in, He's speaking. He's saying, heads up, heads up, heads up. Listen to that heads up this morning, but not just listen to that heads up. Take heed of that warning. Listen to what He's saying and do something about it. Don't just hear it, right? It's like in a baseball game. Somebody cries heads up and you sit there and you get hit. Who you got to blame? Yourself. Not the person that hit the ball, not the person that said heads up, yourself. So when God talks to you this morning and you decide to not do anything about it and something happens in your life and you become discouraged, you become cast out, put down, whose fault is it at that moment? Yours. Yours. So the question is not, is God speaking? Is God warning? Is God guiding? The question is, what are we going to do with His voice? What are we going to do with those warnings?